Right, and welcome to this week's Goddess Guidance. This is the last Goddess Guidance of 2023. And it just so happens that it's also on a full moon in the sign of Cancer, which represents the mother. So, to have a Goddess Guidance meditation on the day that we are celebrating the fullness, the culmination of the Divine Mother essence and energy is very special. I never obviously plan these, every Tuesday, 7 p.m. That's what we do, but I just love it when things fall in alignment. So I thought that was very special to be hosting this evening. As I was shuffling, tonight's message came up from the goddess Isis. All right. She says, past life, this situation involves your past life memories, which is very interesting because I was just having a conversation about being a Mayan shaman in a past life. So right on point, tapped in, you know what I'm saying? All right, so a little bit about Isis. She is an Egyptian high priestess moon goddess. Here we are celebrating our full moon in the sign of Cancer. She's definitely motherly and businesslike, feminine yet ultra strong. You can call upon this particular goddess for divine magic and alchemy. You can also call upon her for assistance in many areas, including accessing past life memories or activating any past life skill sets that can assist you in moving into this next year with more ease and grace. Well, this linear new year, because for some of us, especially those who celebrate the Divine Mother, the new year is in the springtime, which makes sense to me, but January 1st for some. So, with that being said, go ahead and take some nice deep breaths in. Bringing your awareness into this moment, into your space, into your body, allowing your awareness to sink down all the way into the hips, allowing the hips to become heavy, breathing deeply. And just allowing your energy to expand, allowing yourself to take up space energetically, to fill the size of the room that you're in, from wall to wall, ceiling to floor, taking up some space. Connecting to that essence of a higher source, a higher power. Just taking a moment, connecting to that source of the Divine Mother, the Divine Feminine. Taking stock of all the gifts and blessings that you have received from the Divine Mother this year. Notice all the different ways that she shows up for you, through you. Allowing yourself to be comforted through any challenges you may be having. Allowing anything that needs to be healed, to be healed. Anything that needs to be accepted or acknowledged, to be that. Allowing yourself to be unconditionally loved in this moment, in every moment. As you breathe in, breathe out. Feeling yourself sinking just a little deeper into this space, this vibratory vessel that allows you to be exactly as you are, to be loved, accepted exactly as you are in this moment. This space that allows you to receive as well as release. It's here for you. Any moment, just connecting back to the breath, allowing it to bring you home. And as this evening's message, past life memories that may come to surface during this meditation. Remember that all past lives don't have to be perceived as good or bad. Sometimes we think of a past life and we think of karma and we have a negative association. So just take a moment and check in with yourself. How do you perceive past lives? Is it something that is inaccessible? Something that may seem familiar to some degree? Is it something that may be a little confusing or elusive? Our soul's journey has lived many lives, but so have we in this current incarnation. So whether you believe in the soul's past life and reincarnation, or you simply choose to focus on the many lives that you've lived in this current incarnation, from infancy, childhood, your teens, young adult, to wherever you are now. Whatever season, cycle, chapter, phase you're in, take a moment, just be with it. Allowing anything that needs to come up for healing to present itself. And whatever it is that may come up in this moment for healing, whatever it is that comes to the forefront of your mind, just notice it. Notice the emotions you have around it, the thoughts that surround it, any memories, perhaps even bodily responses or sensations. Just allow whatever it is that comes up to just be as it is. Breathe in. Breathe out. In moments where healing is required, sometimes we may feel a bit low, heavy, hopeless, uncertain, fearful, anxious, doubtful, unworthy, defeated. We may not be seeing ourselves in the highest light possible when we focus on healing. We may see ourselves as less than, or not good enough. And so for just a moment, I want you to set whatever it is that you've chosen or whatever that has come up for you organically for healing. Just set that aside for a moment. And as you set that aside, I want you to bring to mind time where you were celebrated, an achievement, a success, a win, a moment where you felt strong and empowered, a moment where you felt victorious, a moment where you felt on top of the world, a moment where you felt truly inspired, miraculous, magical, important, seen and heard. I want you to call forth that feeling of celebration, possibility, capability, recognizing that this is also your potential. This is also a possibility in how you can show up in spaces. So whatever that stronger version of you looks like, that victorious version of you looks like, feels like, allow that to take center in whatever it is that you are healing at this time. Allow that stronger, celebratory, celebrated version of you to be centered in whatever it is that is being healed right now. And I want you to allow that higher version of you to expand. It begins to move through, take over, break through, infusing itself into whatever it is that needs healing, alchemizing any pain into purpose, any confusion into curiosity, alchemizing worry into a sense of wonder, allowing fear to be overridden with your faith that you got this. You've already endured so much. You can allow yourself to rest. Just breathe. And when you feel ready, you can always move forward with intuitively inspired action from that of your highest self. As you see whatever it is that you may be moving through at this time, a situation involves memories from a past life. And these can be memories from this current life, particular timestamps of this life. Can include memories of your soul's lives that it has lived for years and years and years, gathering wisdom and lessons, strength, power, possibilities. See your roots upon this planet are strong and deep. Some of these roots have tied you and anchored you into memories from the past. These roots have anchored you so deeply that in some ways you may find yourself paralyzed when it comes to moving forward. Let's see, your attention is being called to this condition, this situation, so that you may unearth and uproot what is holding you back, keeping you stuck, slowing your progression. Sometimes you bury these memories, shield yourself, protect yourself from the pain or from the hurt, the embarrassment of moments where life tested you to the maximum. But you can also recall your strengths, those moments where you were victorious, those moments where you were triumphant, successful. That potential still lies within you. It's time for these strengths to be embodied once again. It's time for you to reveal these lessons to yourself, to remember who you are in the highest light possible. See yourself as a strong sorceress. You are stronger than you think you are. Call upon these strengths to serve you now. Give yourself permission to move forward with confidence, for sage wisdom lies within you. As you allow the highest version of you to take centeredness in the midst of any struggles or challenges you may be moving through right now. Feel that sense of power radiating not only through you, but in every direction. Allow it to fill the entire space that you're in. Take a moment to just sit in this vibration, this energy. Notice how your body responds to it. Taking deep breaths in and out. Slow and steady. Moving through this integration process with ease and grace. Maybe the challenges begin to take a different shape. Maybe whatever it is that you are facing or dealing with at this time, as we bring this year to a close, begins to feel a little lighter, not as heavy. Maybe you find some clarity, some guidance, peace. A moment to rejoice in yourself. What can you celebrate about yourself? As you allow that version of you, that of your highest self, to continue to grow and expand beyond any illusion, any falsehoods, any perceptions. Give yourself permission to raise your awareness, your consciousness, so that you can see what's next on the horizon for you. And the horizon doesn't have to be years and years into the future. The horizon can be just the next quarter, the next 6 months, the next year. When it comes to working our magic as the embodiment of the Divine Mother, the Divine Feminine, our potency lies in simplicity, minimalism, being concise, being clear, being intentional. Working with shorter timelines. Working with maybe just one or two intentions, seeds that we are planting and cultivating. This is what keeps our magic potent and keeps us from spreading ourselves too thin or feeling like we're all over the place, mentally and energetically. It helps us to focus. you could allow through the vehicle of your imagination to transport you to past life, just using your imagination. Pretend that you can do this. It's as if you're daydreaming. How would you see yourself in a past life? Maybe a vision, a storyline pops up. Maybe you see something playing out as if you're watching a TV or a movie screen. What is the plot? Who are the characters? What do they signify? What is the moral of the story? What can you take away? What were your strengths? Can you see any of this reflecting in your present time? When we find ourselves repeating cycles and experiences, when we find it hard for us to break free of habits or ways of being that no longer serve us, sometimes it's the imprint of our soul's journey, past lives that are at stake. These are those roots that run deep and can sometimes keep us anchored into old ways of being, not in just this lifetime, but from past lives. Give yourself permission to unearth and uproot old habits, old ways of being, old storylines that no longer serve. There's an area of your life that you feel you've always struggled with. Pretend that there's roots representing that energy flowing down into the earth. Maybe those roots begin to dissolve as you choose to release them. Maybe you can uproot them depending on how deep those roots are. Clearing space for new seeds to be planted. Creating space. As we let go of the old and give way to death, we allow ourselves to be reborn, and all that is returned to earth helps to fertilize the new seeds, new experiences, new intentions in which we plant. Allow yourself to keep digging, keep uprooting, keep unearthing, creating space for the new visions, new intentions, new life that awaits you. Breathing in, breathing out. Remembering to take the form of your highest self as you travel through time and space, extracting the lessons, the wisdom, the guidance, the insight, the karma, the good karma from all past lives, allowing those to come forth, allowing that to be expressed through you, to be embodied through you. Maybe in a past life, you were a sorceress, a queen, an empress, a teacher, a healer, a shaman, a wise woman, a wise elder, a medicine woman. Maybe you were a warrioress, a huntress. Maybe you were a female Buddha, a bodhisattva. Maybe you were a successful businesswoman, running an empire, taking over the world. Maybe you were an entertainer, an artist, a mother, beautiful daughter, princess. Beautiful young maiden. However you seen yourself in this past life, know that this is an aspect, a potential, an archetype that lies within you. Maybe she's been dormant, but now, on your next breath, allow her to be activated. Allow her essence to be anchored into your being, into your core, into your hips, into your heart, into your mind, spreading to every cell and fiber of your being. Allow her to take hold of you, becoming that vibratory vessel of alchemy, magic, abundance, possibility, beauty, strength, ease, grace, creativity, fertility, fruitfulness, bountiful. Allow the crown upon your head to be illuminated with the light of the full moon, drawing down the essence of this beautiful, divine, loving, nurturing full moon. Allowing it to fill you from crown down to the body, bathing the heart space, the belly, allowing it to fill the hips, moving through the legs, down to the feet, your toes, and anchoring you now through these roots, moving into the earth, into a new being. Breathing in, breathing out, slow and steady. And whenever you feel complete, no rush at all. Take your time. You can bring some gentle movement back to the body. Maybe taking a nice stretch, holding yourself, giving yourself a hug and love and celebration for being here, not only in this meditation, but in presence here on earth. Opening your eyes when you are ready. Alrighty, so tonight's meditation has been interesting. I apologize if you hear any excess noise in the background. My father and my stepmom are here, and they're in another room, and the walls are kind of thin, and they're watching some sort of movie. So if you notice any gunfire in the background of the meditation, what can I say? I mean, I told them I was doing meditation, but and then a couple times I think my dad has been giving his commentary as well. So apologies if y'all hear any extra stuff in the background of meditation. But let's see, what is the collective message in regards to past lives? What does the divine feminine collective need to know? So this feels like an opportunity for kind of like getting the hands dirty a little bit, so to speak, unearthing and digging up the dirt on just the stuff that just no longer feels good to us. We're not taking that into 2024. Okay. If they say what's coming to me is there's a I think it's Albert Einstein that says this, but you cannot solve the same mind with the mindset that you can't solve a problem with the same mindset that created it. And that's pretty much how it is. So if you notice that you've been repeating certain cycles, even though the life of a woman is womanhood is cyclical in nature, if you notice yourself repeating certain patterns, or having certain experience, not being able to like maybe get ahead, or feeling like you're stuck on a hamster wheel or something. This is an opportunity when it comes to past lives to look at how have you been handling those things? How every action creates a reaction, right? So when we think of opportunities for transformation, it requires us to change. and to transform in order for us to actually create the life that we desire. And so sometimes we have to alchemize our pain into pleasure, or alchemize our pain, I would say, into purpose. And that helps us to not only release any karmic ties, but when we can extract the lesson from our past experiences instead of playing the victim, instead of playing small in the situation, then it allows us to really shift things, not only in a physical sense, but also energetically, mentally, emotionally, and it can feel visceral at some point as well. So you might feel actually like sensations within your body as you make these necessary changes. So the collective message, it feels like, is it's one of alchemy and transformation. Like I said, Isis is a goddess of divine magic and alchemy. So we can call upon her for assistance in many areas, including past life memories. But also, what I like to do when I think about like at nighttime, when I'm in bed, and I like to think of like maybe a past life or something that may be affecting me. I like to also think about like the past lives that might be like fun, and allow my creativity to take hold, because you don't realize that as you're thinking of these things, especially right before bed, you're kind of imprinting them out into the universe. Okay, so if you want to think of yourself like as a princess or something, that also might help with healing some of your inner child, your inner girl, little girl inside of you. But also it can help you to take on those qualities, especially if they feel good. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's just me, I guess. But sometimes it seems, okay, I realize what it is because I do past life readings. And I notice sometimes in a past life reading, past lives come up that are about struggles and strife and traumas and so forth, because it keeps us bound and keeps us stuck in this lifetime for moving forward. So I was like, why does past lives kind of seem like have a negative connotation sometimes? I was like, oh, because we've been through some shit in past lives and they need to be healed. And so they do come up. But also past lives can be very positive. Like I said, we did some examples in meditation of you could be a successful businesswoman in a past life. Maybe you invented something. Maybe you're a conscious channel in a past life. Maybe you were a queen or an empress or a sorceress or a magi, something like that. So you are able to also call and draw upon those instincts and those that I would say kind of like a blueprint, or activate your DNA to those possibilities as well. So if you ever feel stuck or stagnant, it could be a past life that is keeping you rooted in those moments. But you also have the opportunity, you also have the power, sorry, to shift your perspective, infusing those higher aspects of yourself into those lower moments, allowing that to transform and offer you new possibilities. I just so happen to be sitting here actually by my bookshelf, but there is a book. It's been updated. But if you're into past lives and just kind of wanting to know how they work, or just kind of curious and would like a good read, this book here, Many Lives, Many Masters, um, by Brian L. Wise. You know what? I'm gonna just put this in the chat. Many lives. Many lives. I said mommy lives. Okay. But it's Many Lives. I actually I think this was one of the books when before I slacked off and started we did the book club early this year. Many Lives, Many Masters by Brian. Let's see, L. Wise. Anyways, very good book. I thought that was pretty interesting too. I don't know if anyone here has the ability to read past lives or not, but I thought this was really cool because the book actually validated a lot of the experiences that I was having when I started doing past lives. It wasn't something I was like, oh, I just want to be a past life reader. But once my gifts opened me up to that channel, then it was, or tuned into that dial, dialed into that station, sorry. And then it was interesting because certain things I would notice about reading past lives would happen. And then it wasn't until I read this book, I was like, oh, I'm really tapped into something. I did not know this was like very common or something. So some of the things I'm talking about is like in past lives, I'll see people who all different types of stuff, but if they went to heaven or something, I could see like stairwells going up to heaven. I was like, oh, maybe that's where they come up with this, like, stairway to heaven. It makes sense. Or if there was like, people who did something negative, they seem to go into purgatory. That's what I call it, very quickly. And I was like, well, that must be the highway to hell then. Makes sense. All right. It's a stairway to heaven and a highway to hell. And then sometimes after someone has passed, then I notice this is also like partly mediumship stuff, but when people have transcended or passed on, I notice there seems to be like a waiting room or whatever. And so in this book here, it kind of talks about all those things. And I was like, whoa, okay, I'm psychic. Go figure. Anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you for another beautiful year of goddess guidance and being here in this space, transforming and changing with myself as well as with Arcana. We hope to have more things for you in the new year as we expand and continue to grow. We also appreciate any feedback or any ideas, things like that. So feel free to reach out to us. And with that being said, I'll go into the individual reading. So happy New Year. Catch you on the flip side. Oh. Recording. Stop the recording.